Hide your sons, hide your daughters, they are coming. This was the warning widespread through Armenian towns in the Ottoman Empire in the spring of 1915. And within a year, ancient communities that had lived in Anatolia for over a millennia were destroyed. Armenians were a Christian minority that had lived in the Ottoman Empire for centuries. They were part of the millet system. They were granted religious freedoms, but they were treated as second-class citizens. Discrimination had flared into violence in the 1890s and again in 1909, leaving thousands dead. When the Young Turk government came into power in 1908, there was hope of reform, but the defeats in the Balkan Wars hardened their nationalist ideals. By 1914, the Ottoman Empire was once again at war with Russia. The ruling Committee of Union and Progress suspected that the Armenians were siding with the Russians, whilst thousands were loyally serving the Ottoman army. The government saw this as a potential threat, and on April 24th, 1915, 200 Armenian clergy, intellectuals, and politicians were all arrested in Constantinople. Many were executed or died in exile. This act decapitated Armenian leadership and marked the beginning of the genocide. Armenian men serving in the army were disarmed and sent into labor battalions, later to be executed. Civilian deportations followed. They were ordered to leave for relocation, but in reality, they were sent on death marches. Columns of tens of thousands of people were sent into the deserts of Syria and Mesopotamia with little food or water. The convoys were attacked, and the thirst and starvation claimed thousands of lives. Women were abducted, children were orphaned, and villages were wiped off the map. At the banks of the Euphrates, at Deir ez-Zor became mass killing grounds, with bodies filling the rivers. Camps at Ras al-Ain and other desert routes became places of slow death from hunger and disease. By 1916, between 664,000 and 1.2 million Armenians had died. Survivors were scattered, some in Lebanon, Syria, France, or the US, and Armenian cultural life in Anatolia was almost entirely erased. Most historians and governments see this as one of the first genocides in the 20th century. Turkey disputes that label, framing it as a wartime tragedy. For Armenians, 1915 is a defining wound, a history of destruction, survival, and the ongoing fight for recognition.